Hi, everyone. I'm Alexis. I'm here in the International Women's Day Circle, which we are thrilled is not just one day a year, but we are making it a year-round initiative. And I have a very exciting guest here today, coming in virtually, of course, from Oregon, and Pallavi Pande, which I'm probably Pande. Okay. I'm always nervous, but I make these mistakes on the names just because this is real, unfiltered founder to founder chit chat, which I know you appreciate. And we are having her on today to share what she is doing for the community and what impact she's making. So welcome, Pallavi.
Thank you very much. I'm very glad to be here, Alexis, and sharing this audience with you. So thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about your background and what led you on your journey to what you're doing today. Before we get into your project, it's nice to know how you got here. So tell us a little bit about you and your background.
Sure. As my name suggests, I am a woman of color and I was born in India. And a decade ago, I came from India to the US after I got married at a very young age. And since then, it's been more than a decade. I've raised a family. We've got two beautiful girls, and we're trying to do a lot of work for within our family, like an income, as well as an impact for the community, because the community surrounds us. We are this central core piece, and we're trying to put most of the impact in our communities around us. So going back to the story of why I do what I do is I'm the owner and founder at Detox, and this is spelled non-traditionally, just like the word iPhone, making it cool. So DTOCS because it sounds cool, but it means, it echoes with the meaning cleansing journey, but with palm leaves. And if you're wondering why palm leaves or what is this cleansing, because every time I was like, people are like, what is detox? Are you detoxifying something? Yes, I am. But it's going to be something more than inside. It's going to be inside, outside. It's going to be cleansing journey with leaves that are on the ground, in particularly areca palm leaves. And I have notoriously become this mompreneur who rescues these naturally shed palm leaves, and I convert them into sustainable tableware for consumers and for businesses, for their homes and events. And again, why? Because of course, I want an income for my family. I want that flexibility. I want that freedom, that independence. But at the same time, if we can have a tangible impact, not just in the environment, but also community, that is what we're trying to achieve with our brand Detox.
You know, on your journey, I mean, coming from India, I don't know if you came straight to Oregon, but now you're in Oregon. So when did this project manifest itself? When did it start, or that aha moment?
So let's go back to the oh shoot moment first, because that was followed by my aha moment. So going one step back, so because I was born in India, I actually grew up eating on banana leaves as a child. And as a mom, I was so passionate to start a brand that represented that culture of eating on leaves, being close to nature, using our motor skills, that smell of leaves, that feel of eating on leaves. It was just something, a very dear cultural experience to my heart. And I was so nostalgic because I did come at a very young age direct to Ohio. That was my first place in the whole of United States. I was 22 at that age. And then I went to the Ohio State University. I got my engineering, my master's in electrical engineering. And then soon after I raised family, I had kids. And then now I was like, time to do something for myself. And that's when I moved to Oregon with my family, because of my husband's job. And that's where I thought of starting my own business, because the community I was in, very eco-friendly. They give a damn. They do care. They will tell you. People in Oregon, what goes in recycle, what goes in compost, they will even do it for you. So when you're in that kind of an environment, of course that motivates you to do something more, right? Something of your passion. And the bottom line is, I am a party host, entertainer. I love to party. That being said, I hate the cleanup part. Like, especially if I'm a guest at somebody's house, I'm like, how dare you ask me to clean up? I'm not there to clean up, but I'm there to enjoy myself. And that was my theme, because every time we had a party, those trash bags literally made me guilty.
Oh.
Not just with just the time consumption, but with the consumption of the paper and plastic plates I was going through at that time.
Yes.
And I was like, what am I doing? How can I become a better human being, a responsible human being, a better mom? How can I role model this to my kids and just have sustainability in my lifestyle? What can I change? What can I do better? And that is when I thought of my childhood and I was like, oh my God, the Indian culture teaches us to eat on leaves. So now let me lean into my culture and lead with this cultural experience and give this experience to the consumers who are like me, who are looking for a better alternative to paper and plastics. And that is how I literally started my brand in 2019.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. It's incredible to me to hear the evolution and how all these experiences led to this really amazing project that you're working on. Of course, our planet and sustainability. These are all, whether you look at it from the UN sustainability goals and you're interested in that, whether you just want to make a difference and be a better role model to your children, there's so many levels of what we all can do. And to be a female entrepreneur, mompreneur, where do you have the time in the day? Tell us a little. I think a little skill, I guess. You have some skills there. So maybe describe the skills and superpowers that you have that have helped you launch this venture.
So I will say my superpower generally has been blending. I don't believe in the word balancing because I can't make lines. Like I don't have a line to do this or that or close my laptop, close my phone. I just can't work like that because as a founder, you have to be accessible, whether it's to your business, to your customers, to your family as mom, as a wife, as a daughter, whatever, right? So my superpower is in the word blending. And the way I have learned is if I delegate, whether it's content making, whether it's taking a picture, whether it's setting up the table while we're eating, if I delegate those roles into my family, it just works out better. That way nobody has feeling pressured, nobody has to clean up. We're like going authentically with the flow, with whatever we can. And there was a funny time when I used to do podcasts, when I started podcasts during COVID, like 3 years ago. And I was hearing my kids, my two daughters who are 12 and 10 now, but at that time, they were trying to imitate me, the way I speak on podcasts and the way I tell my story about why I do what I do. And I overheard them saying, I'm a mompreneur, I do this. And that was the day I actually labeled myself, okay, I'm legally a mompreneur now. That's what I'm going to call myself.
Isn't that the most amazing thing and so true? Is oftentimes we realize who we are by those around us, whether it's our family, friends, children, who recognize it in us even before we do. And then you adopted it. You're like, oh, this is what I am.
And I always say my kids are my biggest teachers. They teach me a lot of things. It's just you have to pay attention. When you're doing that, it turns tenfold. There's just so much to learn from our kids because they're telling a lot of things about us.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And what an important message in terms of learning. It sounds like continually learning is a vital part of this, whether it's customers, your influences, your community, like so many levels of always learning, right? And being a better version or product. And, I'm excited to hear a little bit about right now. Tell us about Detox and the project itself. Where are you at? Where is it going? We'd love to hear.
So we are 5 years into this project and it's been a fun ride because we're still bootstrapped, even after 5 years, profitable, reaching our first milestone, which is a 7-figure brand. So that is just the beginning. And we have a bigger vision of really becoming this revolutionary household brand where when people think about single-use disposables, the way we treat them right now, they are either cheap paper, nasty plastics, toxic plastics, expensive bamboos, or the boring traditional Chinaware, which is white and it's boring and it's heavy. And half of the time I tell my kids, I'm going to get a carpal tunnel. If I hold this plate for another 30 minutes, I need a table right next to me when I'm eating. I can't hold it. So that being said, our vision is to become that revolutionary brand that every consumer can think of whenever they're hosting their parties in their home, or whether it's an organization or a nonprofit, or whether it's a fundraiser or a gala. So whenever you're thinking about throwing a party, and at the same time, when you want to make an impact, a tangible impact of reducing and eliminating this nasty paper and plastic around you, that's what we want to be called. That's when we want people to think about detox and the detox lady, which people call me notoriously detox lady.
That's good though. The branding is excellent. Obviously, it's sticking.
Thank you. And half of the times I did ask people, I reviewed, like, hey, tell me, what do you think about this? Can you say this to me? And people were like, DTOCS, they were, it has acted like an icebreaker question for sure. Like half the time people are like, what is this? It sounds interesting. Tell us more. So sometimes it has lasted where people open up and ask more questions. And that was my main goal, that, okay, it should be somewhere in the middle. Not that something that doesn't make sense at all, or something that people can just guess what it is. Like, it's a sauce. I don't want to name it sauce.
I love it. I love it. Well, I think this is exciting for you guys and where you're at. First of all, congratulations. I was applauding you as you were describing. 7 figures is a huge milestone, and bootstrapped, another huge milestone. There's so many micro milestones in there along the way that are happening just because as a founder, it takes a lot to even get to the milestone you say. So when you say one milestone, it's many little ones that got you to that big one. So congratulations, first off, to fellow founders. We don't give ourselves necessarily enough applause along the way. We're always looking for where we're going next. But I always like to just stop and take a time and acknowledge that because that is such a huge accomplishment. And we need to support each other. So we have that fuel to keep going and hit the next milestone together. So,
I love
it. Yes, please. And, as our audience and everybody, fellow founders in the circle, community who wants to support a female mompreneur, I love that. And also, maybe you're passionate about sustainable development and what this is doing for the planet and the earth. There's so many levels that you are an incredible feature, something to support. So share with us a little bit about what are you most excited about for Detox looking forward? Like, if you could look forward into the future, what excites you most?
Definitely being in the hands and accessibility of every consumer globally. That is what our long vision is, and that's what excites me every day, that when are we going to do our global expansion? It's been one country at a time, because again, we are a small brand, we are bootstrapped, and with our current resources and capacity, we really have to go take it slow. So you said one thing that really stuck by me, which is take a pause and take a moment to reflect back on these small wins that lead to a big win. So do appreciate yourself for that. And that's a learning moment, because what works, what doesn't, where do you need to pivot, where do you need to reiterate, where do you need to put feedback back into your business, whether it's from your team, whether it's from yourself, whether it's from your customers. It is so all important. That brings the whole circle. That alignment is so important. So keep tapping into your small wins.
I love it. That is such great advice, and definitely going global is, I feel like, the part of your built into your brand. It's almost like, we have to improve this everywhere. And it was global from day one, even from your experiences coming from India, bringing it to, your life here in another country. And then I just think it's a full circle moment where it's the very beginning of an exciting global expansion. And that's one thing that we're hoping by sharing your story. So please amplify this, because it's amazing how when you go global, oftentimes it takes a huge community of allies and supporters. And, reach out to Detox, reach out to Pallavi, because if you have something to contribute, if you're passionate about this, it's all about action. And that's why we do these features, because we want to really get everybody a step closer. As we love inspiration, but let's turn that inspo into actually doing something, because as an entrepreneur, as impact people who want to make a difference in women's equality rights, part of International Women's Day year-round is we need to do more than talk about it. So let's switch to what actions can we do to support you and this mission that you have?
Thank you for asking. And first, I would like to say that because we are a brand, we love the two-way communication. We love open conversations with our customers, whether it's product related, whether it's like, hey, really show me how is it made? Is it really a leaf? or whether it's like, hey, what do I do now? I'm done using this. Can I do this? Can I do that? Where do I compost it? So we love that two-way communication. And that is what the power of a brand is. So like Alexa said, feel free to reach us out at detox.com, or just Google us or find us on Instagram or any other social media. We love the communication part. And second, if you are somebody who is a caterer, who has a vineyard, who owns a restaurant, who is an event planner, wedding planner, or even a charcuterie maker, or if you know of these people in your circle, in your network, is what I'm trying to tap in. Because again, to grow global, it takes the whole village to do it. And at the end of the day, with your support, with everybody, the purchase you make, that goes into the community back. So during this whole manufacturing process of where we pick up the leaves from the ground, we actually manufacture in India. And that being said, every sale from our products goes back into the community to supporting the livelihoods of those women. That is just one part. Then we also support a nonprofit here in Portland, Oregon. It is called Greater Than Portland, where we advocate for equitable education for underrepresented children. So we've pledged like thousands of dollars locally to this initiative. That is, again, something our customers are helping with. And the last one, actually two last ones, are we also partner with an NGO called Anmol Sahara, which means invaluable support in English, if you translate it. And we donate sewing machines to those women in that NGO so that we can have vocational trainings for them, so that they can become the bread earners. It's about having not that disparity between men and women, making sure they're the bread earners, making sure they're empowered. And the last one, which is very dear to my heart, is we sponsor education scholarships for children back in India. And that is because my parents sent me to the best British Catholic convent school in India almost 40 years ago. And that was because they believed in education, what education can do for you, where education can take you. So it's different when you have an access to something and what you do with that access, right? That's where the magic happens. That path is so beautiful. And that is what is very dear to me, and I totally believe in it. So these are all the initiatives that our customers are helping us with when you make a purchase with us. So I want to take a moment to appreciate you, to thank you. And again, reach us out, and I love communicating. So do ask us any questions that you might have.
Wow. And we will make sure we add QR codes and extra things to make it easy for everyone to just click. We're here to save that time, make this connection count, make the most impact we could possibly make together. And of course, every month, we'll also add you to our short list of on the task board of things you can do on Skillville this month. And hopefully you can knock it out in less than 5 minutes clicking on things. So we'll make sure this is added, of course, to our task board for the circle. We'll make sure if you have discussions, you can reach out and connect. And, thank you so much for sharing that about education and your family and your story, because, it changed your trajectory of success and where you are today. And it's such a beautiful thing that you're able to pay it forward and now provide that and give back to the community in so many incredible ways. And I thank you for that, because companies don't have to do this. Brands don't have to do this. And it's really one of the reasons why I was excited to talk to you today and to feature you and get to know you, even though this is the very first time even we've spoke, because that says a lot. It says a lot about your mission and the integrity of the product. And we cannot wait to have you back on. We will share and update everyone in the circle of exciting new milestones, which I'm sure you're gonna have so many to share with the circle, and keep this momentum going. So we really are excited to have you a part of the International Women's Day Circle. Of course, it's a free circle for everybody, but it's all about amplifying each other's stories. And you have been more than inspiring today. I hope it inspires lots of people in many ways to get involved, maybe even some other mompreneurs. So don't be shy if you were inspired today by Pallavi to, comment on her social, connect with her, let her know. We always need to hear it from our peers. This is how it's the little signs that, we're on the right path and on the right journey.
Yes, thank you very much for all this love and support. And I hope the audience can feel that passion in my story, in my voice today. And the goal again is people might not remember who Detox is, what they do, or who Pallavi is, but they will remember me. And that is our goal, that the mark you leave in people's life is where the real impact comes. And our goal in the long run is to get a B Corp certification so that we can really fulfill these pillars, not just in terms of a sustainable product or a mission or social impact. Like all of these pillars make a strong brand, and that is what our goal is at the end.
That is amazing. We cannot wait. I love it. We are so thrilled to have you part of the circle. So thrilled that you found Skillville to make it happen, which is how we got connected. And this is what's exciting is we are creating a new way for amazing brands who are mission aligned and driven to connect and help one another. So thank you for doing this. It's a sign to us that it's working. Circles are happening and we're all connecting for the right reasons.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of the day and we'll see you in the circle.
The power of circles.
Please join us in this revolutionary way for us to celebrate IWD together, globally, acting as one, having a place that we acknowledge all of the efforts being made. And together we can attract greater allies, partnerships, and sponsors than we ever would have by ourselves. So please, it's not too late, but every day we are excited to be seeing new profiles being uploaded and shared out. Join us in this epic, historic event on Skillville with the International Women's Day 2024. We look forward and are so grateful for all of the incredible humans who have made this possible.